Hi there, and welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and I'm clean-shaven, nonetheless. We just had a fantastic cavalcade of men's facial hair, and we're done with it. January is over. We are now into whatever February is. One thing that February is it is the end. It is the end of the 10-day challenge. It ends tomorrow. Get out of my face. It ends tomorrow. I'm going to be posting the last prompt at midnight. I'll be up posting. So hopefully you've had a chance to do some of them. You don't have to do all of them. If you didn't get to them within this 10-day period, they're still there. They'll be there for as long as Google is in business, which is going to be forever. So you can always go and do those 10-day prompts whenever you want to. And next week, I think we'll do a little mini sort of celebration and look back at what was done with those prompts. So I'm excited about that. What else did I want to do? I wanted to talk about something else. Studio Notebook, yes. So every Friday, as I've told you, I put out a special free newsletter. But on Tuesday, I put out another one that isn't free, but it's pretty damn close to free because it is only $3.50 US, $3.50 for the first month that you do it, and then it goes up to $7. So anyway, let me tell you what you're getting for it. This is a preview of what I did this week, which is each month I take one issue to celebrate an old sketchbook of mine and to kind of talk my way through it. And that's what this is. These are a few pages that I talked about this week. Here they are. A bunch of different ones. And also, so if you want inspiration, I kind of explain what I was doing with this sketchbook, what problems I had, what lessons I learned, what experiments I was doing. On the second week of the month, I talk about an interesting art supply, and I go into depth about that. The third week of the month, I share all kinds of things that I've found that inspire me. And the fourth week of the month, I do a creative experiment, and I talk about that. So anyway, I'll mail them all to you. If you want to sign up, you can do it at sketch.tiny.us/SN50. I'll put that in the description below. All right, that's enough of that. Jenny, hello.
Hi.
It's nice to see you.
I'm so glad to be here.
You're an enthusiastic supporter of Studio Notebook, aren't you?
I mean, I have privileges to get it for free, but I think it's worth every penny.
It's worth, yeah. I mean, I think the free
You put
one.
a lot into it. You spend you kind of think about it over the entire week.
It's true.
But if anyone doubts the effort going into it, I will attest to the fact that you give it your all.
Thank you. Yeah, it's worth whatever, 80 cents.
$7. $7 a month.
Right. And the free one, I think, is worth every cent, too. So sign up for that at dannysessays.com. All right. So a lot to go through today. What were your thoughts about, I know you were averse to our facial hair experiment.
I wasn't. I was neutral. I was neutral. Look, do I have a personal experience with this topic? I sure don't. And also, I have voiced my opinion that we draw men an awful lot on Draw With Me. I'll tell you why. I'm going to break the fourth wall. It's because we're always afraid that if we draw women and we do a poor representation and make them look not as beautiful, as illuminated as they are, it's just a bit touchier than if you draw men and they come out a bit poorly. So I think that there's a fear factor, but I think that having disclosed that, we will do a session with women very soon, yeah? But today, animals. Nobody can be offended by an animal,
We're going to be drawing a female groundhog.
I was saying, Lisa was asking, were there beards? And I said, unisex.
It's a clean-shaven, clean-shaven groundhog. We will be, actually, the part of it will be a clean-shaven groundhog, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a lot of, some people are not liking it, but.
What do you mean not liking it? People are liking my sweater. We've talked about the fact you have new pants, which are,
not on camera.
Not on camera, but somebody said they had new paints, and everybody was like, new pants? New pants? Pants and paints.
Welcome to Dress With Me, the weekly show where we talk about haberdashery. Yes. So we have a few new folks, we have two folks from Nepal.
Oh, how cool is that? That might be a first. Might be a first.
Yeah, and the Saksham. I wonder if these two Nepalese folks know each other. But yes, there we have them.
I've seen Bulgaria. I've seen Croatia.
We have Saarbrücken. And we have, we have Daniela Streitz.
Germany.
We have David Peretti, who's joined us before. Welcome. Denitsa from Bulgaria.
Cool.
Anna, who is having a sick day. Sorry about that.
Aww.
Hope you get better. Swaggy Snow, who's going to be turning 21 next week. Happy birthday. Congratulations. Sorry we won't be here. Chantal, who is in Quebec and who is taking a lunch break.
Jabingus from Portugal.
Very nice. So yes, lots of folks.
Slovenia. Romania, Sweden. This is just Argentina. I mean,
Welsh,
Brazil.
Portugal.
Honestly, it affects me. I think this is like having this little hour of a global hug it just really is. It makes me so happy. And then, almost every state I've seen and lots of Canadians. And it's magical. I mean, I'm like verklempt.
You need to adjust your medication. Bingus is getting
it makes me really happy.
Bingus is getting impatient. So what we're going to draw today is we're going to draw a groundhog. And so tomorrow's Groundhog Day? Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. 2nd of February. So for those of you who don't know, it's an American holiday, basically. Is it a holiday?
It's a Celtic thing. It's a pagan thing.
It sort of is. I mean, we've done a bit of research into it, and there are not groundhogs in Celtic countries.
Badgers.
I don't know. But basically, it comes from a tradition it has to do with the equinox, actually. That there are...
It's like the mid-equinox.
Right, so there's May Day, there's Halloween, there's something in August, and then there's Groundhog Day. I don't know what it is, but anyway, is it?
It has something to do with like the bread, the first bread of the new.
Blessing of the bread, and there's another one which is blessing of candles. Anyway, there's various kinds of historical reasons for this, but basically it is sort of the middle of the winter, and the groundhog in North America at least pops out of the ground, and if he sees his shadow, that means there'll be another 6 weeks of winter.
Brr.
I don't know what the deal is going to be tomorrow. We'll see. I think it's like he's 35% accurate, which, that's historically 35. So that means he's wrong. Basically, he's wrong. So, nonetheless, we're going to draw one, and it's sort of a fun thing to do.
They're cute. I mean, I like a marmot.
Yeah. So if you've never drawn a groundhog before, and probably why would you have? I don't think I've ever drawn one before either. They're easy. They're super easy. They were designed to be easy to draw. So don't be intimidated by it. Another thing, what is the groundhog's other name?
Whistle pig.
True, but what is its most common name?
Woodchuck.
The woodchuck.
I mean, there are a few. Woodchuck, marmot, land beaver, whistler, and whistle pig.
Whistler.
All cute.
And so what would we call a female one? Whistler's mother. All right, well, let's get on with this. Let's begin. So here's my plan. Okay, so let's go to the desk. So here is a representative groundhog, woodchuck, whatever you want to call him. And what I want to do is I'm going to show you a bunch of different pictures of groundhogs. And you thought today was going to be dull. Yeah, I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures of groundhogs, and then I'm going to also show you some groundhog skulls. I know. It's very exciting. So the reason I'm going to show you that is because I'm thinking I want to kind of draw like a big chunky groundhog in the middle, and then maybe have some little drawing or something around the edge and maybe write some stuff. So that's kind of my plan. You're welcome to just focus on a groundhog. And if you want to, if you're worried that I'm going to be pounding through these reference pictures, I would say take a screen grab at any point so you have the reference if you need to come back to it, okay? I'm probably not. I'm probably going to spend a fair amount of time. But let me just show you a few pictures that we have of the groundhog just so you know what it looks like. Here's another one, kind of other side. So this is sort of a more stout-looking one holding a peach. Here's one who hasn't indulged in eating peaches and is therefore slightly more slender. You can also see his tail, and you can see one of his feet. And then, here's another one looking kind of cute with the dangling paws, looking a little resentful also. And here is a closer up one of its face, so you can see its face. Kind of cute.
I think super cute.
Sort of cute. I mean, look, it's the only rodent with a national holiday named after it, so that's pretty good. You think it's super cute?
I do. I think it's super cute. I kind of want to give it a hug.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, because look at that. That's its skull. There's a growling pug behind us.
And we're
That's
probably
a
gonna
skull.
have
Here's another view of the skull. So look at those damn choppers.
You know?
Those are some serious choppers.
Yeah, don't mess
So
with.
I think it might be interesting to draw that.
Phil.
Here's the last one. I think this is probably the best angle on that jaw. So if you for some reason you're like, oh, it's too cute, I don't want to draw its skull, don't. Yeah. But it is, I think it's interesting. I love to draw skulls. If you've never drawn them, they're pretty fun. So we're going to definitely draw one. So I think we start with probably this guy, just kind of the overall body shape.
Yeah, I like his posture.
Yeah, he's kind of sitting up.
Yeah.
But his body is, it's fairly nondescript, right? It's kind of like a big rectangle. So that's sort of what I'm thinking is
Big rectangle.
Isn't it a big rectangle? Rectangle with
hands. It's like the refrigerator of groundhogs.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm just going to do kind of this is Sumi ink that I'm going to be doing just the rectangle kind of look to him. And, oh good, is that our friend, the leaf blower?
It's our friend, the leaf blower.
Okay, so you're going to hear some leaf blowing happening today. For those of you who've missed leaf blowing, it's back.
I haven't seen the number one fan of the leaf blowers in the chat.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's kind of his general shape. So this is very diluted Sumi ink, and it's just kind of an opportunity to have some kind of background action, some background texture, and then I'm going to just draw on top of it, and then maybe I'll come back and refine it a bit, but that's sort of, right, that's a legitimate representation of a groundhog. I'm not going to do the peach. So
you're not going to make the peach?
No.
Huh.
No, because I'm trying to draw a sort of a generic groundhog, and so, yeah. So that's sort of his overall shape.
Kristen Stewart has just contributed. They are cute and make interesting whistling sounds.
That's why they're called whistle hogs, right?
Aw, whistle pig.
Whistle pig.
Whistle pig.
Right, yeah. So, okay. I'm just letting it dry, so I'm going to just jabber for a minute while I'm letting this dry.
Do you want me to talk about
what else you know about
the
groundhogs?
Folklore of the holiday?
By the way, recently, or it wasn't that recently, it was about a year ago, we dealt with a
gopher. Oh, man.
Gophers are related to groundhogs.
Now, are
They're
they
marmots.
related to squirrels? What's the difference?
I don't know.
Because squirrels aren't marmots.
No, they're varmints.
They're varmints. Closer to the rat, I think, than the woodchuck.
Yeah, I don't know. You were supposed to be in charge of woodchuck knowledge.
Well, I have access to Google, and let's see what it says. Groundhog is the common vernacular name of the ground squirrel family, formerly known as Marmota monax.
I see.
This animal also goes by other names. The term woodchuck, marmot, land beaver, whistler, and whistle pig all refer to the same creature. Okay. Whatever the name, there's a strong belief that this little burrowing mammal predicts the weather and a specific connection to the second day of February. This Groundhog Day tradition is celebrated in many places in the United States and Canada, with an emphasis on tongue-in-cheek humor and ceremonious proclamations. It is best known among people whose ancestors spoke German, especially the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil. If you like the folklore of holidays, you may be interested to know that Groundhog Day is related to two of the other holidays that we have written about, Halloween and May Day.
May Day, yes. That's right.
Folklorists trace the roots of Groundhog Day to the same cycle of pre-Christian festivals that gave us those two celebrations. In astronomical terms, these holidays were the cross-quarter days, those days that fall midway between a solstice and an equinox. These festivals were apparently celebrated throughout Europe by the various tribes we now refer to as Celts.
Okay. So halfway between the equinox, is that what it said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Halfway between a solstice and an equinox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, just on drawing news, I'm switching between a couple pens. I was using an 05, and now I'm using an 02 just to get a bit of detail. But as I said earlier, not the most exciting shape. So the question is, how far do you want to get into the whole world of fur? So for now, I'm not dealing with that. I'm just doing kind of his more interesting features. I'm sorry. Carry on with groundhog lore.
Groundhogabilia.
Right. Groundhoggery.
All right. For the ancient Europeans, these days were so crucial and so embedded in their cultural sense of time that when the Western European peoples were Christianized, the new church, unable to root them out, baptized them into Christian holidays. A lot of people don't realize that much of what Christians celebrate predates them. May 1 became May Day. August 1 became Loaf Mass Day.
That's the blessing of the bread.
Yep.
Loaf Mast.
And November 1 became All Saints Day. Oh no. So
all
many
right,
noises.
so now I'm just starting to add a little bit of texture to him. And it's tempting to just kind of go in all kinds of higgledy-piggledy directions with the fur, but I would say try and keep it going kind of the way that fur is. So it tends to track with the shape of the body. It's not, otherwise it'll look really unkempt. And nobody likes to see an unkempt groundhog.
I think you're sort of marginally working on the beard.
True. I'm
nod to Manuary.
I can't. Still, I'm continuing to celebrate Manuary.
There are through lines between all that we do.
Yeah.
On Draw With Me.
It all connects.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Everything is connected.
Yeah. So we have an exciting few days ahead of us here at the Gregory household.
We do?
We do. Well, we're moving my mother-in-law from one place to another.
It's a little sad. My mom is 92. She's still going strong, but it's time for her to move from her assisted living into a memory care unit. So we just want her to be more safe, and I think the transition will be a little tough. But the place that we're moving her to is so nice.
I want to move there.
It's a beautiful view of a mountain here in Phoenix called Camelback Mountain, and it's small. It has 10 residents, so there's a lot more care. So, I know a lot of people in our demographic have elder care on their minds. It is really not an easy thing. So, a shout out to everyone who is on this path with us, and I keep Margie in your thoughts today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean she is she's very cute, and she likes holidays.
I think we've drawn her on Draw With Me.
We have.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we drew her once, and yesterday she had a tea party that she went to, and so I actually worked on making her a hat that she wore for the tea party. Did you hear how that went, by the way?
She loved it. She loved it. It was just perfect. And it's funny because we purchased our first ever hot glue gun.
I know.
You'd think that would be a thing we would have in our kits, but now I just feel like there's a lot of possibilities of things we can do with this hot glue gun. It was super fun.
Yeah, what do you guys, have you had any experience with hot glue guns? Because obviously it's like the craft person's go-to thing, but I guess I'm not a crafty enough person.
I selected it based on cheapness. Like I was like, oh, let's get the very cheapest thing. I think I paid like $7 and it came with the glue sticks. But now I've seen like DeWalt, like good fancy, and now I have like glue gun. A zest for getting.
Are we going to get a whole glue armory?
That's what you're going to get for Valentine's Day. Is a hot glue gun.
Ah, boy. I've had glue gun control. All right, so see, this is the question: is like, do you want to draw every hair on this creature, or do you want to just leave it? Just draw representative ones here and there. I think it might be better to kind of just draw some ones in certain places that indicate like where his or her features are. Like for instance, here you can see the bottom of the arm, and in here you can see the sort of chest fur.
I mean, there's some areas where his fur is longer for certain.
Yeah. So now I'm also going to have to maybe go to some of the other reference because we don't have all of his features here. Like we don't see what his tail is like, and we haven't seen his feet either. So I'm going to probably go and look at that. And then the eye. All important eye there. So yeah, I mean, this is looking reasonable, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the fact that you made his eye a bit more round is, I think...
Makes him cuter, right? Makes him less sinister?
No, I think he was really, like, vibing on that peach, and the fact that you're leaving the peach out...
I see, yeah,
I do feel like you made an adjustment to the eye that is probably correct.
Yeah, I mean, he's more just posing for his portrait here, as opposed to really looking at anything in particular.
Please, may I have a peach?
Now, yeah. I don't know what they're like, as what their personalities are like. Well, I mean, the only time you ever see them is like they drag them out of like a little cat carrying case in Puxatawny, and they sort of hold them up with some guy with a top hat. Right? That's about. I've never really seen what they do in the wild. But they probably hide a lot, like the gopher. Damn gophers. That gopher. I think we've talked about that gopher before, but because I killed the gopher.
I mean, we revealed ourselves as like real New Yorkers. We found tunnels in our yard, and we were like, we had no idea what the hell
is from. This? Is this the A train? No, it's a gopher.
We're like, what can it possibly be?
Yeah. So Sue says the low temperature glue gun sometimes softens up in hot weather, so I believe more people here use the high temperature.
I think I bought a high temp one, $7. But somebody mentioned a cordless one, which that sounds kind of cool.
A Bluetooth one. Gio says, I love my glue gun. I use them on my painting for texture. Oh, interesting.
Oh, very cool.
Tree trunks come out great when you use the hot glue gun.
Yeah, and Corinne said she uses them to make jelly plates.
Right, so you
She's
can
the jelly plate
so you can
master.
kind of draw with a glue gun.
Yeah, very cool.
Interesting. All right, well, that's something to consider. Push comes to shove, things get sticky. All right, so now I want to just look at the next picture because I wanted to see his tail there. So I'm gonna have to add this tail.
I mean, it's really loud right now. Maybe you should just draw and not talk.
Sorry about this, but the leaf blowers are here, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. They're supposed to come later, but they don't.
Yeah.
So this tail is kind of like almost like a little squirrel tail, a little bit.
I mean, it's cute. It's like a bushy tail. I mean, that's sort of the problem with some of these types of mammals is they have a troubling little, like, hairless tail.
But you never hear about somebody getting a woodchuck or a groundhog coat.
Oh, don't even say things like don't.
No, but in other words, that tells you something about their fur. It means that their fur is probably not really nice to the touch.
Okay.
It's not like a beaver. Beaver fur is,
Yeah, well.
they made hats out of it.
Yeah.
In fact, in New York, when you go on the subway, and you go to Astor Place, which is a stop near us on 8th Street, and the subway stop there has signs of beavers, like there are mosaics of beavers and all this stuff, and it's kind of confusing. You say, what has that got to do with it? Well, Astor, the Astor family, I forget which, do you remember Astor's first name?
John Jacob.
John Jacob Astor. Apparently they made their fortune originally from the hat trade, which was made from beaver. So for some reason, I guess, if you were an immigrant coming to New York and you didn't speak English and you couldn't read the subway names, you would know, oh, this is the Beaver, so therefore it's Astor Place, which seems ridiculous because, honestly, if you don't know enough about America to speak English, are you really going to know that the Astor family fortune came from beavers? But I don't know. Who am I to argue?
Well, you know that it's your stop because of the iconography. I mean,
Right.
we had this when we visited Prague.
Right.
We
That's
were
true.
desperately lost on the trains because their alphabet.
We didn't speak Serbo-Croat, or we didn't speak whatever Cyrillic. We couldn't even really read it.
Yeah, so we had to take pictures of visuals to be able to find our
If
way.
they'd had beaver hats, we would have known, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
they
there
had
he
a very
is.
cool subway system, though. It was very nice.
So here you can. I've learned a few other things from this picture. So first of all, the face here is much more squirrel-like than from the other angle, right? So I kind of feel like I should probably have not given him. I should have had a lower top to his forehead there. But let's have another look at the next picture. See, there's the hands a bit more. You can see the face is a bit cuter here. Look at his face more closely. Is it cuter? What do you think about this face?
I don't know. I mean, I still maintain it's cute. This one, the paws are freaking me out a little bit.
They're slightly creepy, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want... It's like raccoons. Right, raccoons have like very... almost human hands. It's mildly disturbing.
This guy's like, where's my peach?
Where's my peach? Yeah, those are rodent. It's hardcore rodent right there.
Yeah, Mariana nailed it. Grumpy cute.
Grumpy cute. That's an interesting term.
Cute but grumpy.
Yeah. And I think I have one more. Yeah, now this is a cute one. This is cuter. Can you see it yet? What do you think?
Yeah, it's like an action.
Yeah, he's like...
I mean, very cute in the ear area.
Yeah, ears
and
kind of
that
forward
band
there.
of the ring around the snout is also very cute.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a cute version of a groundhog. I'm doing a realistic version. You know, like we could do a cute... I'm going to try drawing a cute one just in the corner here. So a cute one would be... This is more of a cute one. What do you think?
Yeah, make sure to cover the stash before you go on.
The stash?
And you just did a little like stash hatch.
Stash hatch. Don't get technical with me. So that's the cuter version for those of you who prefer cute. Cuter version of a Groundhog. Right, so I think I'm going to go back in now and kind of add a bit more. I think I have to go back to my original piece of scrap, though. So now I'm just going to go back and add a bit more.
Warm them up?
Yeah, I mean, that was first layer was just a first coat. Part of it didn't even have any tone on it at all. So I think my guy should have a bit of a shadow, don't you think?
Yeah.
He's casting a bit of a shadow. Although it looks a bit... It doesn't look very shadow-like.
Yeah, it kind of looks like effluvia coming out of its backside.
I'll sharpen up this effluvia.
You've eaten Taco Bell last night.
He was a real hog. All right, well, we'll let that dry. I'll fix that up.
I hope you can fix that up, because, wow.
Hey, easy now. All right.
You still think you're gonna have time to do a skull?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to it right away. Actually, I think I'm gonna do it down here in the corner, and then I'm gonna do a bit of writing around it too.
I think the Latin name would be a nice.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. All right. Let's have a look at some skull action. Let's go. Trying to think which skull I want to use. I think this one seems a bit too. This one seems just kind of terrifying. So I think I'll just go with this guy. And I guess I'll draw it down here in the corner. Big teeth. I guess they need it to do what? Why do they need such big teeth?
I mean, somebody in the chat mentioned they are burrowing under her foundation, so maybe I guess you use paws, not teeth.
Yeah, why don't they use their paws? What are they doing with these giant mandibles?
Eating peaches. At least once.
I think that was just to get into pose. This is like a dinosaur. These huge teeth. They're not even really, I guess they're teeth. I was going to say they're almost like
tusks.
Like tusks, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then they have this set of teeth back here. These molars. So there's a bunch of molars back here, and then there's, I guess they're incisors, those giant teeths. Canines. And then it kind of ends there. All right, so I think I may have screwed this angle up here a bit, so to adjust it. Head kind of goes back there.
Yeah, Sue V mentioned something I feel I vaguely knew somewhere in my brain.
Which is?
That rodent teeth, the front teeth, never stop growing.
Oh, that's right. Hamsters have that.
And they have to continuously wear them down with chomp, chomp.
That's why you're always giving hamsters, sticks to chew on and stuff.
I mean, I think bird beaks grow too, right?
That's why they have cuttle bone, right? Right? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
You're a former bird owner.
Yeah. No, but I mean, in the wild, they have to wear them down. Oftentimes we'll have this type of banter and some biologist will pop into the chat and tell us all we need to know.
Yes, so unless you have a PhD, don't bother answering any of our questions. Or Google. If you have access to the Google search engine, then you're perfectly qualified to be an expert in this area. Yeah, I've screwed this up a bit. It's a little hard to totally get my bearings on this skull. But I also have to decide, like, what do I want to draw and what do I want to just put a little bit of ink on it. I think I'm going to get in there now with some ink. Add a bit of tone in there. We're doing okay time-wise, I think.
You've got 20 minutes.
Yeah, so I can write a lot. I could write a whole novel about a groundhog. Man.
Your reference is sort of over where you're painting right now.
I'm sorry. Yes. Let me move this guy up here. All right. So I'm going to let that dry and go back to this guy.
Are you still using the Sumi ink?
Yeah, this is all Sumi.
What made you want to pull that out of your kit today?
I've been using it quite a lot recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always have it standing by. It's when it comes to painting with ink, it's my go-to. Definitely. I have some other colored inks here. Like I have these bunch of Winsor Newton inks, but I think I'm sticking to black and white today. All right, so maybe I will do my lettering in brown ink. Make this guy a little smaller. What do we think? I think it's good. I think I'm going to now do some writing.
I will put the Latin name of this critter in the chat. How about that?
That would be good. I think sepia. So I think I'm going to use some sepia ink to write with.
Uh-oh. It got buried. Everybody's
Marmotta monax.
Did you see it, or do you need me to put it in there?
I got
again?
it. I see it. This ink is not very well mixed.
Someone's asking about your dip pen. It's probably just a handle with a G nib, right?
That's right. It's the usual one that I use, which is a Zebra G nib.
The huge.
See, that's the way that ink is supposed to look. Uh-oh, I've lost it. Marmotta, M-O-T-A? What did you write it?
Marmota.
I've got to look at it. Where did you write it? Can you put it up there again? Marmotta monax. All right, there it is, Marmota Monax. So what should I write about him?
I mean, how much writing would you care to do?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Why not?
Rather. Do you want all the other names?
No, I have to think of like what is the fact that I want to say about him. So I'm going to just say tomorrow. Is Ground Hog Day. If he sees his shadow, we are to be blighted with 6 more weeks of winter. Okay, so that's one thing I just wrote. What else can we write?
What about Bring On Spring?
Pucks. I'm going to write Puxatawny.
Do you want a spelling on that?
I think I know it. Puxatawny. Is it Phil or Pete? Phil. Puxatawny Phil, right?
I mean, it's you've spelled it incorrectly because it's Punxsutawney.
It is?
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
But it is Phil, right?
Yeah.
Punxsutawney. Phil. What else can we say? He is a varmint and a marmot. Do people dislike them like gophers?
I think they, I mean,
Do they destroy people's property?
someone's complained about chewing on their foundation.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't, I mean, they don't seem to be like rabbits where they're just in abundance, where they're pesky because of their abundance.
Well, do people complain that they're always chucking their wood around?
How much wood?
How much wood would a chuck? Okay, so maybe I'll just do that. How much wood a groundhog grind?
Grind?
How much wood would a groundhog grind if a groundhog could grind wood? No?
What would Chuck?
Could grind wood.
Adrienne says they eat everything in sight in South Appalachia. They're large and in charge.
Oh, boy.
They eat plants and veggies, destroyer of gardens. Somebody got the whole floor of the barn dug up. They love vegetables. They like crops and green beans. Deb said, they will destroy your garden, but leave the wood pile alone.
Oh, nice. They don't chuck anything around, huh? Boy. All right. So this is my page of naturalist notes about the groundhog. I'm quite proud of that. I think I could send that right to the Smithsonian. What do you think?
Somebody mentioned that they are tasty, and there is, in fact, a whole section in this article I'm reading about cooking them, which is more than a little disturbing after we've spent so much time.
How tasty could they be? How tasty could a thing like that be?
In Irma Rombauer's classic Joy of Cooking, there were instructions for cooking woodchuck through the 1970s.
Come on.
This article said, I'm not recommending eating a groundhog, just pointing out it's possible, so no recipes are included. I'd rather eat a peach.
Maybe you serve groundhog with a peach garnish.
A little chutney?
All right, I think I'm done.
Are you done?
I feel like I'm belaboring it. I think it was an interesting experience.
I mean,
I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be the most interesting thing to draw, a groundhog, but I enjoyed the experience of drawing it.
a few people have commented that their work was a disaster.
Well, I do see that there's one thumbs down on in the comments.
Oh
so.
no, we got a thumbs down. Did I offend somebody?
I think they just don't like groundhogs. Crying? They just don't like groundhogs. Why do you assume it's about you?
You know, you can't please everyone all the time. I just have to say.
You do though.
I don't. Everybody gets mad at me a lot.
I never do.
Who's that lady who's not drawing? Why is she talking? Why is she criticizing Danny?
And that's just in the supermarket they say that. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this.
So Zach's asking about getting a dip pen and wondering how often you replace the nib of your pen.
You know, theoretically, you replace it every few months. I basically never replace
Almost
mine.
never. I mean, say,
if it snaps,
literally never.
But honestly, a box of nibs like this, do you have any idea how much that costs? A box of steel nibs? Oh my God.
Whole dollar.
I think a box of like
99
10 of them is like $4 or something. So I should change them, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It's not.
I mean, why? Right. If it ain't broke.
Well, because they get gummed up and actually the metal can sort of, I don't know.
There's some frugal part of us that we really love to stretch something past its sell-by date.
It's true. I'm drinking reused coffee grounds. Well, all right. I think that was good. I think Grace Afridi likes us, and Kate Cohen likes groundhogs. So yeah, we're all good. Robert Meissner says 10 nibs for €8. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I would say most people, it's an art supply most people can afford.
Yeah, I mean, here is my thing of nibs, and here's a box.
Nib porn. Red alert.
Here's a box of G nibs, and you can see they're basically. There's one that you see. This is a thing where I would take it out and replace it, but then I would actually keep it. So it's kind of like keeping an old toothbrush. An old razor blade.
Gosh, so on the first of the month, I replaced my toothbrush, and the old one, I was hovering over the trash can, and I was like, no, I can use it for cleaning. You know, being frugal.
It's like my grandmother used to keep like old rubber bands and old plastic bags. She used to keep like old credit cards because she would use them to scrape the crumbs off her kitchen counter.
Well, get ready when we move Margie out of her apartment later. We're going to have many drawers of bags, rubber bands, and napkins and tissues.
But not nibs.
She won't, not nary a nib will be found in Margie's apartment.
Wasn't there a candy called Nibs? Yeah, there was. It was like a licorice called Nibs. Or were they crackers? No? Anybody out there know about Nibs? Nibs. Anyway.
Aren't there like they're cocoa nibs?
Nibs, yeah.
It's like a, yeah.
Nibs. It's like a little kind of snacky thing. Whatever. All right.
It's not C's.
Let's pack this up. So, all right. So we want to see your, I never thought I'd say this, but we want to see your groundhog. So please share it. Rock out with your
land beaver.
Rock out with your groundhog out. And post it on social media, particularly Instagram or Facebook, and tag it #SBS Draw With Me. I know there have been people who have struggled with the idea of tagging things on social media.
Well, not everybody has social media.
I know, but if you're on Instagram or Facebook, all that means is like in the little post that goes with your picture, just put in those letters, #SBS Draw With Me.
That way,
SBS stands for Sketchbook School.
That way we can find it and we can put it in the pre-roll. But if you put it in an Instagram story, it won't last.
Oh, Lisa has come up with a late-breaking update. Crackers are nips, licorice are nibs.
Thank you for the what is the word I'm looking for?
For the verification.
Verification.
So Danny'sEssays.com. I write an essay every Friday. I almost finished the one I'm going to send out tomorrow. If you'd like to get it for free, go to Danny'sEssays.com. If you feel like paying for something,
there's a sale.
Go to Studio Notebook and you get 50% off your first month, and you can cancel it after that. If you are the type of person who hoards old nibs and doesn't want to spend more than a month's worth of money on my newsletter, at least spend that first month and see how it goes.
It's an easy way if you want to just like buy us a coffee. Right?
Yes. I mean, here it is.
Because we're too cheap to buy our own coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make me drink other people's coffee. Here, sketch.tiny.us. It's also in the comments below, /SN50. Deb Oswald endorses it.
Deb.
Thank you, Deb. We have one reader. So yeah, and subscribe to this channel. Give us a thumbs up. Do all the usual stuff so that you will be reminded next week that we're here.
Yeah.
We're ready to draw with you again. Looking forward to it. Have a great week, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a fantastic and exciting Groundhog Day tomorrow.
Let's go spring. Let's go spring.
Exactly. We'll see you there.
Bye.